Hi there, welcome to your first training session. So it's not going to take that long and it's going to be very enjoyable, but we want to make sure that you are educated properly on how you can best get results because we want you to become successful. We want you to become a part of our agency, a pillar of our agency, and to form a long-term relationship working together. So that's what we're going to be going through in this. And so we're going to go over some keys to crushing it. Now I'll tell you, we've had a lot of people come through our program and we've had some very successful people. We've also had some people that came in and they didn't really do much. They came through, they filled out the information, they watched videos, and you just never really saw much results come out of them. They didn't make much money. And a lot of it was because they just didn't take it serious. Actually, that was exactly it. Most of them maybe picked up a phone 5 times. Like they just decided this is not for me. And so what we want to do is educate you properly so that way you're getting really good results, you're making money, you're getting paid. It's a win-win for all of us because if you're making money, we're making money because that means you're setting appointments. So let's go ahead and go over some of the keys to crushing it. One of the best things that I can tell you is to follow the schedule. Now, what I mean by that is you seriously need to create a schedule. Like, we're not going to hold your hand and babysit you. We're going to give you a territory, and it's up to you if you actually are going to follow it. If it seems like you're not getting through a lot of territories, there might be some time where we say, hey, this just isn't working. But as long as it seems like you're going through them at a reasonable pace, 10 to 20 calls a day, then everything is going to be just fine. Also, if you treat this like a real job, you will get paid like it is a real job. There is absolutely no reason why you cannot make part-time to full-time income if you take this job serious. No reason whatsoever why you could not do that. Take the time to practice and hone in on your craft. View this as fun. View this as an art. Go watch some movies. Go watch, movies like where they're cold calling and, sales movies and Pursuit of Happiness. Get yourself psyched out for this so that way you can remain enjoyable. And also, take part of our community. Be on our Facebook group. Take part of the incentives. Be in the games. Do all of that stuff because it's going to make everything so much more enjoyable for you. You will find that mindset is everything. The people who are absolutely crushing it and setting appointments have a very positive mindset. And the reason for that is because you could look at everything negative or happy. You will, for a fact, hear no more than you will hear yes. But that's okay. Because what happens is you start learning, hey, roughly every 10 no's, I get 1 yes. I just need to go out there and get 10 no's so that way I can get my 1 yes. That's how we view it in cold calling. That's how we view it as a numbers game, and it keeps us excited. We're getting closer and closer to that appointment. They also assume that businesses want this service and, better yet, need this service. So they're very resourceful and they realize that they cannot deposit excuses. I can't PayPal you excuses. It just doesn't work that way. So here's what I mean by assume that businesses want the service. Have you ever gone to Starbucks and you order a coffee and you don't specify a size? They assume you want the flippin' grande frappuccino. In the same way, when you're talking to people, if you have preconceived notion that they're not interested, they'll probably not be interested because you're giving them that out. But if when you are talking to them, you assume this is something they need, this is something they want, you will get so much better results. And that's why newbies tend to be really, really good because they don't have those preconceived ideas and they go in head first. It's people who have been in it for a while who start getting negative. That's when they start getting a little bit, rough around the edges. So here's what your week looks like in our agency. So every Friday, you're going to receive a new territory sheet. You're going to send us back the one that we sent you with the markings on it. The minimum calls per week that you are allowed to do is 100 phone calls. Now, there are very special circumstances where we might say, hey, 50 calls is fine. But the main thing is if we know that you can only do 50 calls, let us know because then we're going to get those other 50 contacts to somebody else who can do them. We just don't want data becoming wasted because data costs us money. If you complete your sheet sooner, you can always just request a new territory. And many of you guys will. A lot of you guys are going to be workhorses like me. I can get done 20 calls in an hour. If I can do 20 calls in an hour and you guys get to where you can do 20 calls in an hour and say you want to work for 3 hours, that means you can do 60 calls a day. That means about every day and a half, some of you guys will be asking for a new sheet, which is awesome. We want that. We just don't want to, we'd rather you have to request more rather than to give too much. What hours are best? Statistics show that businesses are most receptive between 8 and 9 a.m. and 4 and 5 p.m. You're not limited to these hours, but these are suggestions. So once again, you guys have the freedom to make your own schedule, but we want to let you guys know based off stats how you can best increase your income. I found that Tuesdays and Fridays are amazing at these times. And the reason for that is because people are getting off early, they're in a good mood. Mondays are a little hectic. Tuesdays, they're in the groove again. So those are great times to be doing cold calling. But like I said, it's just a suggestion. I would by no means say I can't cold call after 9 p.m. because I've landed a lot of clients between 10 and 1. So there's no reason why you can't. In this next video, we're going to talk about the cold call strategy. So that way you actually feel like you know what to say, you know how to say it, and all that good stuff.